All right, talk to me.
Okay. All right. So, Bitcoin is money.
Yes,
It's
yes, ma'am.
currency. All right. So let me ask you a question. Do you think that money solves everything? Like, do you agree with that statement? If I think money solves all problems, do you agree with that?
Yeah,
Or you
I would say yes.
Okay. Okay. So, well, that changes it actually, because I thought you were gonna say no, because then I was gonna ask you, well, how does Bitcoin solve everything? But if you think money,
Because I'm thinking of Bitcoin when you say money.
and I'm not asking, I'm saying money.
You like dollars?
Yes.
Fiat.
Like
Fiat is like dollar
the
bills.
yes,
Yes.
dollar,
Paper.
yen, pesos,
Yeah, okay.
whatever. Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Does money solve everything?
If that's the case, no. If that's what you're talking about, no.
But
It
Bitcoin
actually makes everything worse.
Got it. But Bitcoin does.
Yes.
But if Bitcoin is a form of money, what is the difference?
It's not a form of money.
What is it?
It's money. It's what money's supposed to be. It's sound money. Like it has all the characteristics, none of the disadvantages of what money's supposed to be.
So Bitcoin has value because how?
Because how?
Yeah.
Because of its scarcity. Because it can't be printed like dollars, like paper money, like fiat. It can't be printed. And because we say so.
Okay.
Because the only thing that makes something valuable is what we say is valuable.
Right, exactly. So what is there to say? So I know that it's like this perfect thing, but like, what's to say that at some point in time, people don't lose faith in Bitcoin and it loses its value? Because I agree with you. Like, value is something that people, and nothing has value unless somebody assigns it value.
There you go.
So what it is, same with brands, right? Like brands can charge a certain number of money for a product that costs not even
Certain number of money. Come
for
on,
a
baby.
certain
Don't be
amount of
embarrassing me on
money.
here
Certain
now.
amount of money they can charge a certain amount of money for products that cost a fraction of that to make, but that's
Right.
because we have assigned value and status to it.
Exactly.
But we also have the power in that situation where people decide, like, you know what, we don't care about this anymore. It loses its value.
Okay.
So what is to say that if it's something that we are assigning value to, what is it to say that like at some point in time people change their mind and it becomes valueless? Like what is in place that prevents that makes you so sure that like that would never happen?
So let me ask you this. What makes you think that wouldn't happen with the dollar?
I mean, it could, but the dollar is backed by something, right?
No.
Like, isn't it backed by like government or financial institutions?
It's not backed by anything. They just print it.
You know what I think about? And I think
They
about,
say it's backed by the faith of the U.S. government or whatever.
right,
Whatever they, but it's not backed by. It used to be backed by gold.
right.
It used to be until Nixon, 1971.
So I feel like that's really what it is, where it's like people are very attached to tangible. People have a very hard time with something that is not tangible.
Right.
So even if, I think that's why it's hard to lose faith in like the dollar, because at the end of the day, it's like, I can go to the bank and I can take out $100 bill and I have something in my hand
Right.
that I can take to a store in exchange for a good. And they'll give me change back in the form of like money again.
Right.
So it's like Bitcoin is this thing where it's like you have it, but you'll never hold it. You'll never like see what it is. You'll never like feel what it's like to have like however many Satoshis, right? And I don't know, like I just feel like that's such a hard concept for people to wrap their mind around.
Right. No, understandable. Same thing with email, right? When email was first introduced, like this ain't gonna never work. Send it an email. I'm gonna keep going to the post office, man. Still just send a physical mailer, card, whatever I'm sending. That's what I'm going to continue to do. This thing is stupid. It's never going to work.
Okay.
And now look where we're at today. Entire businesses is ran off people just emailing each other.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Bitcoin is digital, right?
Yes.
If it was physical, right? How would you be able to send it to somebody across the world in minutes?
Right.
If it was physical?
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that with a dollar bill. Mm-hmm. You can't do that without an intermediary, like a bank, like you said, a bank. Mm-hmm. Banks put limits on what you can send. They control it, right? Mm-hmm. Why do they have so much control over your money?
Right. That's true.
You see what I'm saying? Like, why? Like, so if it was physical, you wouldn't be able to do that. That's what makes Bitcoin special, right? Because you asked another question about what if everybody just said it's no longer valuable, right?
Right.
It's a global asset, so everybody all at once is not going to collectively be like, no, we no longer rock. It's going to be people in Argentina. It's that could pop. The people in Brazil, people in Africa, Australia. How you gonna get everybody collectively to be like, you know what? We no longer rock with Bitcoin.
But
Because there are certain countries where their governments are so corrupt, mm-hmm. and the value of their dollar, mm-hmm. it just loses their value, mm-hmm. and then they're just pretty much just assed out. Pretty much, if they would have had Bitcoin, they'd have been fine. And some people turned to Bitcoin because of that. Example, Lebanon. It happened in Lebanon. There was like a money crisis, a fiat crisis in Lebanon, to where the banks just like shut down like all their accounts and like just took all their money. Because like it's just you can't do that with Bitcoin.
Okay.
Like under any circumstances.
Okay. I want to circle back to first question.
Okay.
You and I talked about this, and it can fix everything. It has the potential to just fix everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, currently, you take like money
mm-hmm.
in its present, as we'll talk about it, like regular money, right? And you purchase Bitcoin.
Right.
Correct, right?
Yes.
So,
you take fiat.
All right.
Dollars.
Fiat. And you purchase Bitcoin. All right, so one issue that exists is the distribution of wealth in this country.
Okay.
Huge wealth gaps, very big wealth inequity.
Mm-hmm.
If the only way I get Bitcoin is based on my current amount of fiat, we'll say, because that's all I have access to now purchase Bitcoin,
mm-hmm.
how are we not in the same situation, but just now with Bitcoin instead of a dollar?
Because Bitcoin solves the same issue for a rich person and a poor person. It solves being in fiat, a dollar bill, the dollar loses its value because of inflation. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The rise of prices and things, right? So again, you can buy Bitcoin with $1. You can buy Bitcoin with $100. You can put however much you want into Bitcoin, and you can have Satoshis. The thing is that the value of it's going to go up forever. It's going to go down, go up, go down, go up. But it's going to be doing that on its way up. If you look at it from like a bird's eye view, if you zoom out.
Okay, so it's not that it necessarily solves a wealth gap issue,
mm-hmm.
but it solves the issue of people's current dollar not being devalued.
There's still going to be, you know where the wealth gap is going to be? I'm sorry to interrupt you. Mm-hmm. You know where the wealth gap is going to be in Bitcoin? Mm-hmm. People that don't listen to people that tell you to get into Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. There's going to be a wealth gap there. It's going to be a wealth gap like you should have listened when I brought this up to you. Now look at you. So it's going to be a wealth gap. It's always going to be a wealth gap. You know what I mean? But it solves the problem for poor people and rich people.
Because money doesn't lose its value, or Bitcoin won't lose its value, it will increase in value. So while, people may still have, if everybody was to swap in their money now and buy the Bitcoin, like the people who are very rich would still have more Bitcoin for Satoshis than people who aren't. But the difference you're saying, and the benefit is the value of people who have lower socioeconomic status, the value of their Satoshis is going to be higher than the value of their money right now.
Wait, say that again? The
Like,
value of their Satoshis?
Yes, would be more than the value of just their dollar. Because their Satoshis will always increase in value.
It's always going to increase in
Whereas
value. Or let me put it like this, it's never going to lose its value. Everything else goes down compared to Bitcoin. Real estate, the dollar, just anything, any asset that goes against it, it's going to trend down to zero compared to Bitcoin.
Okay. I think that's all my questions for now.
That's all your questions?
I think so.
Cause let me know if you're not fully, like if I'm not answering, if you got follow-up questions to anything, if it's not really, if you're like, I'm still not really like, I mean, if it's still something in your head, a question you want to reword it, if I'm not understanding it correctly, feel free.
I think you answered all my questions. I think it's just an interesting concept. Like it feels very like futuristic and like.
And think about this too, right? You said like you can't take your money out the bank. Like how do we normally transact now, right?
Online.
We tap our card, Apple Pay, online. You're barely going into the bank as it is.
Sure, and you're right. And people very rarely carry cash. I think it's just the mentality of like starting, because it's weird. Like there will be, future generations won't be attached to money at all because they won't know, right? But I think it's this like the rest of us who grew up or have lived X number of decades of our life attached to a US dollar or, whatever form of money it is. And yeah, we moved to credit cards, we moved to Apple Pay, but at the same time, it's like it's still linked to my bank account. And if I just needed to get $10 out, I'll just drive on over to the bank and get it out. I think it's detaching the idea of like that is what money and that's what transactions look like.
Right.
It
takes some unlearning.
Right.
Then relearning.
Yeah.
Because it's new, right? It's new to the majority of people, and you're going to have to kind of reprogram your mind a little bit because you're so used to one thing your whole entire life that you think that's the way it is, that's the right way. Anything else is a scam. People think Bitcoin is a scam, and they don't even realize they're being scammed now. We're already being scammed. You can't get double scammed. Either you're getting scammed or you're not. So it's just like the reason Bitcoin was created is because we are being scammed. That's why Satoshi created Bitcoin. So the last thing Satoshi wants is dollars. That's the last thing he wants. He's not trying to scam nobody.
So how far away do you think we are from the dollar or money as we know it being obsolete and we're in just a Bitcoin society?
Probably not in our lifetime. I think they'll run like parallel to each other for a while before Bitcoin eventually takes over. You know what I mean?
Do you think in this lifetime we'll see it where it's, let's say 50-50, where it's like most places will accept both? Or, do you think that'll happen in our lifetime, or you think we're still far off from that?
I think the change is going to happen faster than we think. I really do. I think it's more of like a gradually then suddenly type of thing. There's a book called that too that I got to get. But yeah, I think it is going to happen faster than we think. I really do. I really do. And don't get me wrong, Bitcoin is 100% hater free. Let me tell you that. If you win Bitcoin and you want to go back to your little dollar, and I ain't talking to you. I ain't talking to you. We on camera. Okay? You want to go back to your dollar? Bitcoin is 100% hater free. You go on back to your dollar. You might even got a little bit more dollars in the process. Remember the first episode of Squid Game? With the little girl, peekaboo.
Yeah.
And they kill everybody that's moving.
Yeah.
What happened after that first game? They told the contestants, they said, if you don't enjoy our games,
Right.
you are free to go home.
Right.
Bitcoin is 100% hater free. You can go back. Guess what they did? The contestants. They went back.
Right.
They went back.
Right.
That funky dollar made them go back.